I drive a Mazda 5, which pairs with my urban family's lifestyle like the easy-breezy combination of peanut butter and jelly. The tiny van seat 6 can easily be wedged into downtown Chicago's space-challenged parking spots and, no surprise, is a popular choice for other families in my neighborhood. But there's bad news. Mazda discontinued it after the 2015 model year. What's a suitable replacement for urban families who need something compact and maneuverable, but also roomy and affordable? The 2018 Subaru Crosstrek deserves a look. The tiny SUV is the smallest in Subaru's stable and, like the Impreza on which it's based, was redesigned with revised styling, a new engine and more room. While the Crosstrek lacks the Mazda 5's magically helpful sliding doors and seating for 6, it does check other boxes when it comes to a city family's needs. If you're a family short on space, here are 4 reasons the Crosstrek should be on your short list. 1. Ample room. The 2018 redesign brought more cabin space. Rear legroom is up by an inch and rear headroom by a smidge. That extra space translates to more room for kids and their bulky car seats. In our car seat check of the previous generation Crosstrek, the SUV lost a point in terms of infant car seat accommodation. The front passenger didn't have quite enough legroom when the infant seat was installed behind. This year, that's not a problem, and the Crosstrek received high grades overall in our latest car seat check. 2. Rugged looks and the goods to back it up. The Crosstrek doesn't just look tough with its extra body cladding and 8.7 inches of ground clearance. It's got a standard all-wheel drive system hardy enough to tackle my city's pothole-ridden streets, and then some. New this year on the Crosstrek is its X-Mode low-speed off-road feature. When activated at speeds below 13 mph, X-Mode changes throttle, stability control, traction control and all-wheel drive settings to let you get out of sticky off-road situations or descend slippery slopes with electronic hill descent control. The flip side is that the Crosstrek is a sloth on the road. If you live in the city, you may not care. Gridlocked streets move at a glacial pace. But on the highway, the Crosstrek's slow responsiveness is likely to annoy, as momentum is painfully slow to build. The 2.0-liter 4-cylinder engine makes 152 horsepower this year, up slightly from 2017. It's mated to a standard 6-speed manual transmission or a continuously variable automatic. The latter has a stepped gear feeling to make it seem more like a traditional automatic transmission. 3. Safety chops. The 2018 Subaru Crosstrek is an Insurance Institute for Highway Safety Top Safety Pick Plus, which is the agency's highest designation. To qualify for a Top Safety Pick Plus award, a vehicle must have good ratings in all 5 tests, an advanced or superior rating for front crash prevention, and an acceptable or good headlight rating. The Crosstrek scores another win in the safety features department with the available eyesight system. It bundles adaptive cruise control, forward collision warning with automatic emergency braking, and lane departure warning. Blind spot warning and adaptive headlights with automatic high beams are also available. 4. Value. Value is also key when there are mouths to feed, and here the Crosstrek delivers again. The 2018 model starts at $22,710, including a destination fee, for a base 2.0i model with a manual transmission. Opting for the automatic adds $1,000. That's a $140 increase over model year 2017 versions. The Crosstrek offers more rear legroom and cargo room than many rivals like the Chevrolet Trax, Jeep Renegade and Mazda CX-3 for similar, or in some cases less, money.
A mechanical defect in 2013 to 2014 Subaru WRX and WRX STI vehicles can lead to contaminated oil carrying metal debris throughout the engines, according to a lawsuit filed last week. The lengthy complaint, filed in federal court on behalf of 2013 WRX owner Vincent Salgado, alleges that, once the vehicle's connected rod bearings began to fail, metal debris is carried throughout the engine by way of contaminated oil. In particular, the suit says, defective rotating assemblies are the source of the problem. This defect, which existed at the time each class vehicle was manufactured, and typically manifests itself during and shortly after the limited warranty period has expired, will inevitably cause the class vehicles to experience spun connecting rod bearings and catastrophic engine failure, according to the complaint, which you can read entirely below. Further, due to insufficient channels of oil lubrication, the class vehicles often experience accelerated and premature catastrophic engine failure that can result in stalling events while the vehicle is being operated. Michael McHale, a Subaru spokesperson, didn't immediately respond to a request for comment from Jalopnik, but he told the Courier Post of New Jersey last Friday that it's investigating the claims. The Courier Post said the latest suit is the second case brought against Subaru by McCune Wright Arivalo LLP, a California-based law firm. The initial case, which claimed that several 2011 to 2015 Subaru models excessively consumed oil, was settled last year, the newspaper reported. Here's more from the Post-Courier. The latest suit, filed Thursday in federal court, Camden, is the result of an extensive investigation by our firm during the past year, said attorney Matthew Shercock at the law firm's East Coast offices in Berwyn, Pennsylvania. The WRX and WRX STI models, marketed as high-performance, sporty vehicles, sold almost 25,500 units in 2014, an annual increase of about 42%. The brand sold more than 16,000 units in 2013, also marking a sharp jump from year-before levels. The 57-page complaint alleges that Subaru failed to disclose the issue to consumers, and asks for unspecified statutory and punitive damages. We'll update this post if we hear back from Subaru. It doesn't matter if they're talking about a family sedan, a workhorse pickup, or the latest supercar. Get any group of auto critics together and someone will inevitably ask the same question: why doesn't it go faster? So far, only Subaru has been bold enough to answer. At the New England debut of the 2018 Subaru Crosstrek, a guy in a baseball hat pointed his pen in the air and asked why the compact crossover's admittedly anemic 152 horsepower four-cylinder engine didn't come with a turbocharger. Couldn't Subaru add one and give the car some much-needed passing power on the highway? Sure we could, Subaru spokesman Dominic Infante said. But we're already selling every car we can make. It's true. Crosstrek sales have risen every year since the car's 2013 introduction, when it was called the XV Crosstrek, and more than two-thirds of Subaru owners buy another Subaru when it's time to get a new car. You don't mess with that kind of success, which is why Subaru's complete overhaul of the 2018 Crosstrek ended up looking and acting a lot like its predecessor. Yes, the car structure is all new, it's stiffer, for improved safety and handling, but you'd have to park it next to an older car to spot any meaningful differences. To find out why it's such a fan favorite, I put a 2018 Crosstrek through its paces in the suburbs and cities of Massachusetts, where there are so many Subarus these days that they seem to outnumber available parking spaces. I stopped asking why it didn't go faster, and I started asking Crosstrek owners why they loved their cars. And, aside from some qualms about the bright exterior color palette, they all love their cars. As it turns out, Crosstrek owners don't care about looks or 0 to 60 mph times. They care about all-wheel drive, 8.7 inches of ground clearance, 29 miles per gallon combined fuel economy, a starting price under $22,000, and 55.3 cubic feet of cargo space with the rear seats folded down flat. In real-world terms, that means the Crosstrek will give you a commanding view of the road, squeeze into tight spaces and fit all your camping gear, but it won't guzzle gas or get stuck in a snowbank. And since it shares most of its exterior lines with the Impreza hatchback, it looks more like a car than an SUV. Unlike the Spartan Subarus of yore, the 2018 Crosstrek has an upgraded interior and even comes with some useful, affordable tech. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, so you can plug in your smartphone to replace the Crosstrek's clunky navigation and entertainment touchscreen with familiar apps from your smartphone. Yeah, the Crosstrek lets a lot of harsh engine noise into the cabin, but you can always turn up your favorite playlist on Spotify. Optional eyesight costs just $1,395. It adds automatic emergency braking and adaptive cruise control, so the Crosstrek can automatically follow the car ahead when you're stuck in traffic. It also features lane keep assist, which nudges the car back between the lines if you drift outside of your lane. Consider it the most basic form of the self-driving car. The Crosstrek might be sluggish on the road, but the return continuously variable transmission, CVT, makes the 2018 respond to pedal inputs more predictably than its predecessor. The CVT costs $1,000 extra, while a 6-speed manual is standard. Steering and handling are also crisper than in the outgoing model, although both are still tuned more for comfort than sportiness. Crosstrek really shines off the beaten path. I drove both the Crosstrek and the Toyota Corolla down the same muddy dirt road at 35 mph, back to back. While the Corolla transmitted every rattle and bounced straight into the passenger cabin, the Crosstrek suspension absorbed every bump and rut. Whenever wheel starts to slip, Subaru's all-wheel drive system sends power to the wheels that still have traction. In trickier situations, you'll want to engage X mode. It takes over brakes, throttle, transmission, all-wheel drive system and vehicle stability control to help the Crosstrek surmount awkward terrain or keep it from getting stuck on a unplowed back road on a snowy night. If you want a more engaging driving experience from a car-based crossover, the Volkswagen Golf Alltrack costs a bit more but also offers additional cargo space, quicker acceleration and more nimble handling. And if you want an inexpensive crossover with an off-road heritage, the redesigned Jeep Compass is a good choice. Still, I predict that most compact crossover buyers will continue to flock to Subaru dealers. That's because the Crosstrek stays true to its original formula, even after a host of updates. Yes, it's based on a series of practical compromises, and you'll never confuse it for a performance car or a true off-roader. But unless you're a picky automotive journalist, the plucky Crosstrek probably has everything you need in a car.